What was the turning point or what was like the switch in terms of like your perspective on things? And was it the last time you went in for surgery, or was it kind of some time before that?
I'm not gonna lie, when I went in for that last surgery, I was upset that I had to have another surgery, but I was relieved because I was relieved that I wasn't going crazy, because the MRI was either going to tell me you're psycho and this is all in your head, you need to just push through it, or it was going to tell me something is wrong, here's how you fix it. So I was kind of relieved that something was wrong, but at the same time, it was weird emotions because I was upset because I didn't want to do another surgery. So I was kind of mad I was right. But that turning point for me happened, I don't remember exactly when it was, but I just remember the conversation. And it was a conversation that Alex and I had. I told you I was not the nicest to her when I was going through all of this, because once things just were bad all the time and I was in pain all the time, like I said, for me, the way I reacted was I got mean, and I wasn't very nice. And so like, even when she was trying to help me, like I was just brutal. And so one day we sat down and she just like was like, "Hey, I'm going to talk and you're going to listen, and you're not going to say anything." And I was like, "Okay." And she kind of went in on me and told me how I was making her feel, told me how I was turning into a different person, and that she didn't recognize the person that I was becoming. She kind of went back and was like, "This is who you are," and like told me who I used to be. And then she's like, "This is who you're becoming," and told me who I was starting to act like and the things I was starting to do. And so like to hear her say that, but then also like kind of get emotional about it and just be like, I don't like the person that you're becoming. And, you're mean, you're this, you're that. And I just was like, that's not me. That's not how I've ever been. So when she sat me down and kind of just told me like who I used to be, who I am now, and what I'm becoming, and that she didn't like it, and how I was treating her, that was kind of like my turning point. Because I was like, I don't want to be this person. I don't want to be this person to her, but like I don't want to be this person in general. And so I was like, I have to fix it. And so I had to choose to be better, even though things still continued to happen that were negative. I had to figure out a way to push through it. And so it was something as simple as like, I just told her, I said, "Okay, like I'm going to be better. I promise, like, this is how I want to be better." And so for me, it was like, I told her I needed to talk things through like every single day. So I'd have PT, and immediately after PT, like she might be at work. I'm like, "Can I call you real quick? Like, give me 5 minutes." And she'd be like, "Okay." So quick call, 5 minutes, telling her how PT went. And I had to talk it through, because when I didn't talk things through and I just like held it in, that's when I started to act like that person that we didn't like. And so, but I've never been one to talk things through. I've been one to hold it in. I'll figure it out. Don't worry about me. I got this. And so like I had to be able to use my words.
Yeah, that's pretty much me.
I think it's a lot of people. I just don't think that everyone's forced to like break through that. Like,
Yeah.
this forced me to. I didn't have a choice. I had to.
Yeah, but how good did it
mean?
feel to actually say those things out loud?
It did. Yeah, it felt really good. It felt good because I felt like it took a lot of anxiety and pressure and just everything off of me. The negativity, it took it off of me, because like she would help me find the positive. And even if there wasn't a positive, it was like, okay, well, today let's jump on the bike at the house and work more on the range of motion. And like she would be like, okay, well, how about we go do some defense stuff while you sit on a bucket? Like, we found different ways to make myself happy even when things were bad.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times when we hold things in, it doesn't make us strong. And when we communicate and voice our concerns or our emotion, it doesn't make us weak. And sometimes something like this, it has its breaking point, because obviously you were getting there, because the more you hold things in, and everyone can feel the tension in the room, like it's just going to boil over at one point. And now Alex unfortunately is the recipient of that.
Right.
And God bless her for being so patient and
Yeah.
kind, because it's a difficult thing. And no one likes to go through those things, especially when you've experienced so much success. You've been able to overcome many things. Like, you have this track record of like things that you've gone through and been the winner on the other end of that. And here, you're kind of at the mercy of your body. And also, it was kind of a forced introspection in a sense. And I think anybody who's been through serious injuries would know about that. I know I've had 2 surgeries. I tore my labrum and my ACL, and I came back too soon for my ACL. And because of that, like my freshman year, I couldn't do all the normal running.
Right.
And you're just like, you feel separate from everybody else. Like, you're not holding your own weight. Like, there's all this kind of like judging and talk. And it seems like you're at a place now, like you're in the moment. You'll deal with life as it comes, because this is all that you have. And I need to keep my sanity. I need to focus on love and care versus like getting to the end. Like,
right. That's all I was focusing on for a while, was the end. And like I said, the worst thing I could do is compare to everybody else. And I mean, that's probably like my biggest piece of advice for anybody going through an injury, is that you just have to know that your body is going to heal how it wants to heal. And like, your recovery is going to be totally different than somebody else, because at the end of it, like, I would go to ask Alex for advice, and she just was like, she's like, I can't tell you what happened with me, because both my surgeries and your one surgery are completely different. She's like, I didn't have to deal with a lot of what you were dealing with. She's like, don't get me wrong. Like, yes, after surgery, it hurt. The mental side kicked in at one point, but like, she's like, yours is a little bit different. So I need to just like, I'm learning too with you. And so I was like, okay, you're right. Like, I can't keep on just comparing and asking, well, how did this happen for you? What happened here? So finally she was like, you got to stop asking me those questions, because it's not the same. And so that really helped me too. But yeah, it's been a lot.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Alex.